Hello, I am Kat Woods. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a chit chat video with you, giving you a little update of what's been going on, what's been happening, what I have been doing. I do have several Bible reviews I have to put out. I've already done a couple of them, but I just didn't want to give you Bible review one after another. I do also have another update. I think my last update, what I was doing in my Bible, was my Wellington. Still doing that one, but I'm also adding another one into it. So I do want to give you an update on what I've been doing in my Bibles. So that may be here in the next week or so. But anyways, for this video, what has been going on? I've received a lot of messages. Thank you so much for all the prayers, all the messages you guys are sending me. I'm trying to get through them all. I'm trying to respond to everybody in a timely manner. It's so difficult to do because there's just so many, and I am blessed and grateful for that. So thank you so much for checking in. Thank you for asking. So this one is going to be touching up on Desari. I did maybe it's been about 3 weeks ago, if not close to a month. Maybe close to a month now. So I apologize because it's been up and down, and I haven't had any good news to give you or any update really to give you until now. Well, ending of last week, but the weekend was really busy, so life happens. And okay, so Desari was not eating for, I'm just going to give you, I'm not going to say track of, what weeks is when, because I'm horrible with that. And he wasn't eating. He wasn't eating for a week and a half before I took him into the vet. So that's very worrisome for me, especially because he has medication. He has kidney medication that he has to take every day on top of his blood pressure medicine. So there's 2 kinds of medicines that he has to take. He is taking his blood pressure medicine perfectly fine, no issues. However, the kidney one, with him not eating, he's not getting the correct amount, I should say, medicine in his system because he's not eating. The medicine is sprinkled over his food. So, noticed he wasn't eating. Noticed he was straining to go to the bathroom. His pees were bigger. Like there were a lot of issues coming up. So we took him to the vet. Well, I took him to the vet the very next day when I figured out, yeah, he's straining his last strain. Hopefully you can hear me over the wind okay. I'm trying to stay by a group of trees here, so I'm not being out in the open too much. So okay, so anyways, his last bathroom trip, he ended up puking right after. So that means he's straining so hard that it's making him puke. So took him to the hospital, took him to the vet, and doing that, they have found out that he was constipated. What was making him constipated was, oh, now someone's going to be right here. I don't like when people pull up because they're going to hear my story, and then I'm a crazy lady walking around with a phone. So, okay, it's a woman. I feel kind of a little bit better. This is amazing. She's doing the same thing. Okay, cool. All right. So, where was I at? Okay, so I took him in. He was constipated. What was making him constipated was his medication. His powder that I was sprinkling over his food, that's what was making him constipated. So they had to clean him out with an emina, well, however you say that word. So they had to clean him out. I had to leave him there. They called me back, and they sent him home with liquid medicine, basically power laxative, if you want to say that, and then just warned me, like, okay, he may make a couple of messes, just keep him on hardwood floor. That never happened. Like, I guess he was just so backed up. Like, he never had any accidents. He could go to the bathroom whenever he needed to. But so they sent me home with this medication, and I had to give it to him 2 times a day. So he would go through periods of feeling good, not feeling good, feeling good, not feeling good. So I'm thinking, okay, what's going on? How are we feeling amazing? He's back to eating. He actually ate. Oh, and they gave him new food. They told me to get him off of the powder medicine. That's what made him constipated. So he no longer had to suffer and eat this gross food. I could switch him to a regular kibble that would help him. And hold on a second. I could switch him to a regular kibble and a canned food on top of that. So doing all that, I did make the decision. Okay. Doing all that, I made it was a starter pack. Because I don't know, he's super picky. I didn't know which one exactly to use. So I went off and started the starter pack, and there were a few kinds that he liked in there. Other kinds I didn't know if he really liked or not, if it was related to him being sick or more of him feeling the pain from because the medicine that he was on, that laxative, I didn't find out till 4 days later, it would cause him severe cramping, it would cause him nausea, so it would amplify the symptoms that he was already having through prior to that medication. So I was giving him a medication that was just giving him the same symptoms, but times however much. He couldn't say, "Hey mom, this makes me feel twice, 5 times harder, more difficult." He couldn't relate. I just know my cat was doing amazing, and then whenever it came time to give him his medicine, he was down for at least 4 hours after that. So it was an up and down, up and down. And I gave him his medication, and I had to continue to give him his medication until I seen him going to the bathroom. Like, he still was not going to the bathroom. He went to the bathroom. He took that medication for like 4 or 5 days. I think 4 days. Could have been 5. And on day 5 is when I was like, okay, no more. I can't do this to him no more. But on the 5th day, he started going, and it was just like a little, I know this is graphic, but it was just pebbles. So it was just pebbles. But I decided, okay, let's stop. Let's stop giving him cramps. Let's stop giving him to where he's really, really nauseous. And once I stopped it, 2 to 3 days after I stopped it, healthy going to the bathroom. He was happy. He was jumping up on the table. He was back to himself. So it took me like 2 weeks to get him back to being normal, to where he wasn't just laying around looking like he was miserable. Like this is what was so scary for me and his dad. This is exactly what happened to Secret. Secret laid around, did not move, looked miserable. Like it was the same symptoms, just a different cat. This is how Secret passed away. So the whole time we're sitting here holding our breaths like, what do we do? What do we do? On the 5th day, we were thinking about taking him right back. It was just the weekend, and we couldn't take him because they were closed on the weekend. So we're like, Monday, we're taking him Monday. If there's no improvement, we are taking him in. And if he was going to get worse, so if he would have thrown up one more time, if there was anything different, we would have rushed him to the animal hospital, which is so much more money that we could not have, and we definitely could not afford. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm not just doing this video for the fun of it, but so that is basically what has been going on. That's what I've been going through, really keeping all my focus on. In between all of this, I'm in my Bible. I will, at the house, obviously, because it's way too windy to pull them out right now and show you, I will be showing you what I have been doing in my Bible, how I have been staying focused. Like, I take after my mom. So if anything's wrong in the house and anyone needs prayers, I stop, I fast, and I'm in prayer. Even if I'm not closing my eyes, which I've told you guys this before, even if I'm not sitting there with my eyes closed and, being all, you can look at me and be like, oh, okay, I have to be quiet because she's praying. No, I could be sitting down on the couch. I could be walking around. I could stand right here and just say a prayer. I'm in communication with God at all times. I check in with God at all times. If I'm feeling some type of way, I could be sitting here having anxiety right now, and I could be like, God help the way I'm feeling. Help release this feeling for me. Release the thoughts that are going through my head, the fears that are going through my head. Take this from me. And that could be just a quick, simple prayer. So I am doing this every single day during this time. And when I say fasting, my fasting isn't, I guess, like the normal way of fasting. I don't know how normal ways of other people would fast besides water fasting, abstaining from food, stuff like that. To me, when you fast, whatever you are was taking up your most time in your mind. So, for example, one year I fast from jelly beans. I know this sounds funny, and the people are going to be like, yeah, well, Kat, you're not taking it seriously enough. But for whatever reason, the jelly bean, popcorn jelly beans that, I don't know if you guys know, but there's these popcorn jelly beans. Sherry Brown knows that, and she knew that year I was on the jelly bean kick, the popcorn flavor, because she too sent me packs of them. So because that was my little that is what was taking up my time when I wasn't doing anything. So if I had some downtime, if I was bored, if I wanted something to do, I would pick up a couple of jelly beans, snack on them. Like, I wouldn't eat a ton of them at one time, but that would be my go-to whenever I wanted to do something. So whenever I wanted to, I don't know, that was just my go-to. So I felt whatever was my go-to that was not in the Bible, that was not already shown worship and praise to the Lord, that's what I would have to give up. So if I was watching TV at the time, I would have gave up the TV. If I was going out with my friends, I would have gave up going out with my friends. Whatever, no matter how big, how small it is, give that up for the fasting amount. However, until you get that answered prayer, that's what I did. I gave up my jelly beans at the moment for 11 days. I fasted from that my go-to pleasure, if you want to say at the time, to make sure I'm constant prayer. Lord, I'm not going to do this until I see a result, until I hear from you, until I have some kind of sign. I'm going to fast. I'm not going to do this, and this is an honor of you. And there have been times where I was tempted, like, it's just a couple of jelly beans, this doesn't really mean anything. But because I put that that into place of, this is something I'm going to do for you, this is a way for me to show you how serious I am. And it doesn't really sound like it's super serious. I know it doesn't sound, and to a couple of pastors are probably like laughing, like, Kat, that's not the way you're supposed to do it. That's not going to mean anything. My heart, God knows my heart. God knew what I was calling out for. God knew my intention. That's the only thing that matters. So whether you think fasting from jelly beans is ridiculous or not, that it doesn't matter, because that's something between me and him. That's what I needed at that time. And it took 11 days for my prayer to be answered. I seen my prayer answered, and I know directly where it came from, and I know what I did to get there. So when you go through your prayer, communicate with God. Ask him, what do you want for me? What is there? And don't always come to prayer when you need something. That's the biggest lie that we tell ourselves. We can't come to God when we're just walking. We can't come to God when we're just driving down the road. We can't come to God when we're sitting on the couch not doing anything. Like, you can talk to him about anything. He wants a relationship with you. And the more that you are talking to him, the more that you're in a relationship with him, the more that feeling takes over you, the more you can recognize his presence, the more you will see like, oh, I wanted to go to this store today, but there's something that's, I want to do it. I know what I need to get from there. I know that I want, but I got this feeling that I'm not supposed to leave the house today. But, something is stopping me. I'm not supposed to leave the house, which this has happened before. I'll give you another example. Bright sunny day, just like today. No clouds in the sky. All right, well, there's a cloud, but right here, it was a bright sunny day. Me and my husband were walking out of our door. Out of nowhere, we see crash, 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 a lightning, not super close to us, but we'll say to that tree line. Get my phone to focus. We'll say to that tree line. Lightning went straight down on a blue sky, no clouds, did not seem like it was forming. It was just, pew, it hit. And my husband stopped. He's like, whoa, did you see that? Did you hear that? And I'm like, yeah, that was crazy. It's like, where did it come from? What was that? Why was it happening? We continued on walking to the car. That didn't stop us. That should have stopped us, but that didn't stop us. So hail the size of nickels dropping from the sky just like this, no warning. And with the hail coming and the lightning coming, we're like, nope, turn around, and we went right back inside. And we stayed in there for at least 10 minutes, until, I think it was like 5 minutes, until the hail stopped. We both looked at each other and said, God stopped us for a reason. So it could have been something as simple as maybe we missed an accident that could have happened. Maybe somebody would have said something to us and it would have caused some kind of argument. We don't know. God was giving us signs, and normally they're not that that transparent to where they're like lightning and hail. And it wasn't like a crazy storm out of nowhere. It could have been like heat lightning. It was just right there. It got our attention. And then of course the hail really got our attention. Never seen anything like that. Don't know where it came from. Don't know what it was about, but we both knew, without communicating to each other, without talking, that we were supposed to go inside, wait for however long until it stopped. And then we felt, okay, well, let's go to the store now. Talking, we both thought in our heads, God stopped us for a reason. Even though we don't know what was the reason, but he was in communication with us. He tried to warn us. Maybe he tried through the Holy Spirit giving us some kind of signs, and we just wasn't listening. Like maybe we were just talking. Maybe we were listening to something. Maybe the world around us was going on and we just wasn't picking up what he was throwing down. And he's like, okay, I got to stop my children. I'm going to have to do something big here. And he got our attention. So we could have easily just ran to the car and just sat in the car and just left, because we would have been fine. Like I said, this was only nickel size, like hail, and it came out of nowhere. It was a beautiful sunny day like today, and it came out of nowhere, dropping down. But we both did not have the urge. We did not have the urge to go to the car. We had the urge to get inside the house. So I really believed that was from the Lord, and he stopped us for a reason. So yeah, that I've shared not that story with you, but I've shared in a couple of chit chat videos like this what you can do to hear from the Holy Spirit. This is what I do. I like sharing what I feel. I always feel that it's helpful. Too many people don't share their experiences, and when we share our experiences with each other, it makes somebody else more aware. They're more aware of their surroundings. They're not just numbly, blindly going through their day. They're trying to see the signs. They're trying to and I'm not trying to say like you have to be like this I don't want to say like conspiracy person, but you just not trying to like look for the signs and everything. Not like, oh, well, look at that leaf. It's turning this way, so I need to go that, I'm not trying to say anything like that. But there are signs that the Lord will use at different times, random things. He could use a phone call, he can use whatever, and not everything is going to be a sign either. That's where I'm trying to get at with this message. Not everything will be a sign. The more that you are in communication with him, the closer that you are allowing the Holy Spirit to live in you. That's where I always wonder. I always question myself, because the Holy Spirit cannot live in somebody that is sinning. And not saying I'm a perfect person. I still get anger. I still make mistakes. I still, I still struggle. There still are things throughout the day that I do that I'm like, well, if I was a strong Christian person, I wouldn't fear the thought of not having enough money. I would be bold. I would know that no matter what, I would be like my husband, who is strong and who knows, like, I got this. Don't worry. Everything's fine. You don't have to worry about the bills. You don't have to worry about your day-to-day. Everything's good. He goes through every day, not saying that he doesn't think about it, but he comes off like, don't worry. Everything's fine. You don't have to stress and worry. I still stress. I still worry. When my cat is hurt, I still fear what happens, because I know he's going to pass. I know he's going to die. I know he's going to be here. Like, I understand that. That's the part of life. But for whatever reason, why do I still fear it? Like, I shouldn't fear it. I should be at peace with it. Like, we're all going to be there. We're all going to see it. So I still struggle too sometimes. I will say I struggle daily with different things: fear, doubt, worry, anger, anxiety, all of these things, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying if you struggle, if you have anxiety, all of these emotions that I'm saying, it doesn't make you a sinful person. I hope I come off like that too. No. That does not make me sinful because I have all of these. The Lord Jesus, when he was on earth in flesh, he felt sad. He felt so sad that he was agonizing. He felt anxiety. He felt sorrow so deep that he himself, God, cried. And he could, without now I'm talking about when Lazarus died. This is the scene that I'm putting in my head. He could have not let himself feel that. He could have went, okay, Lazarus is going to die, so I'm going to stop it. I'm going to make sure that he doesn't die, so I don't have to feel that emotion. But no, he went through and he felt that emotion so deep that it was agonizing. So I believe our emotions are perfectly fine to have, because he wouldn't have given them to us if they wasn't, including anger. Because you have anger, it doesn't mean that you're not a Christian person. All right? And it's how you portray your anger. When you're mad, are you picking up things and are you throwing them across the room? Like, are you that kind of person? Well, that's not good. That is sinful, because you're causing the people around you. You're causing your children. You're causing your husband, your family members, your friends, whoever you're around that you have to show out for. You're causing them fear. You're causing them anxiety, because you at the moment cannot control your temper. You had to pick up something and you had to throw it. Now, if you were in your room and for whatever reason you were mad and you did that, I don't think it would be on the same level. Again, I'm just chit-chatting with you. I'm just giving you my emotions. Not my emotions, my thoughts and my feelings on all of this, on what I'm talking about. So, I just know emotions we're allowed to have. We're giving them for a reason, and we have to go through them for a reason, live them out for a reason. The more experiences we have them, the more experiences that we have through all of these emotions, the stronger we become, the wiser we become, and the smarter we become. The way I handle drama, arguments is completely different than I did when I was 18 years old. That's because over time I am smarter and, like I said, wiser. Like I don't handle this anger the same way. I don't handle stress the same way. I don't handle worry the same way. So that's everybody. We all are like that. But sometimes Satan will use all of these thoughts and feelings and tell me, like, you ain't the perfect Christian because you have doubt right now. God's not even with you. God won't talk to you. He won't even communicate because you are in doubtful of his Holy Spirit living in you right now. So I don't know. Is anybody else still like that? Do anybody else have these battles within yourself? Have these questions? If so, let me hear it in the comments below, because I would like to be in communication. I would like to know, hear your guys' examples or testimonies or whatever. I would like to hear it. But okay, I think that's everything. Hopefully this video is okay. I know it's all over the place. There's a lot of people here. We have a loose puppy. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, there's a person. But there's a dog right around here running around. It's a golden retriever. She has one on a leash and then one running around. I don't know if you can see this. There you go. I was like, oh, there's a loose dog. That's amazing. And that's something else. I fear dogs. I was attacked by a Rottweiler. The dog I was feeding him, and he attacked my throat. And when he grabbed my throat, he was shaking me around like a rag doll. So whenever I see a dog running like that, that's the first thing that goes in my head, is like, oh, I'm gonna be hurt. But I know I'm not. So so yeah, oh, that could be a quick story. I've told some of my sisters about that story. So, and again, this is proof of different signs happening at different times, but this story is proof of my guardian angel. I don't know if I've told this story on YouTube or not. I'm not for sure. So if you're new here, you will just hear it for the first time. If you're older and you've been here forever since the very beginning, you may have heard this, and I love you to pieces. Thank you so much for sticking around for so long. So like I said, I was out. My dad had this thing. I was like maybe 5. No, I may have been 6 or 7. Yeah, I think about 6 or 7 years old. My dad had this thing about rescuing beat and abused Rottweilers. Doberman's Rottweilers. If he's seen a dog that was being mishandled, being abused, he had to rescue them. So I get my love for animals from my dad. Like that is just, I just love animals, and I get it from him. So he rescued these two Rottweilers. One of them was like a big baby. We called him Duke, the big baby. He looked real goofy. He always smiled, like he was just a happy-go-lucky dog. He would have been an amazing dog if he wasn't abused as a puppy. So he was abused not only by his owner, but he was abused by the children too. So the children used to get BB guns and shoot them at this dog. So my dad knew, like, don't ever get water guns, don't ever do anything around this dog, because that's going to be a trigger for this dog. That's how abused, like even the children were abusing this dog. So that was Duke. The other one was Bear. Bear was bigger. Bear looked exactly like, sounded exactly like his name. He was a beast of a dog. And when we were told to feed these animals in their kennels, we all knew, and we're like I said, I was 7. My brother was probably 5. Yeah, 2 years older. So he was 5, I was 7. So we're super tiny little kids going into these 2 kennels that were like side by side and feeding these animals. And I always thought Bear, if anyone would attack us, it would be Bear, because he looked the part. Never expected Duke to be the one to do it. But I went in there, I seen him turn around. He turned around coming, like turned around, like he was just walking in circles in his kennel. Bear came out of his house, and when Bear came out of this house, as soon as Duke turned around, he looked at me and lunged for me. He was just lunged, bit onto my neck, grabbed me, and started like dragging me. Somehow he got out. I don't know how he got out, but he was out of his kennel in the middle of the yard and just like shaking me around. Literally, my mom said like I was a rag doll. Like I was just some little toy that he was just shaking around, pulling around. And during this whole time, okay, this is why I said I met my guardian angel. My guardian angel is a woman. You're going to hear this story and you're going to see why. So while I was being tossed around and pulled around and bit, I have scars on my neck. I have scars all over my head, like different spots in my head where this dog was just trying to eat me. I was 7 years old. I couldn't explain it any other way. This dog was trying to mow me down. So I'm going through all of this, but I think that I am laying on my mom's lap. So my mom was knelt down. She was knelt down to the ground where it was happening at. She had my head laying on her lap, and she was just rubbing her hands through my head. Her skirt was a green and white flowered skirt, and I was holding on to her because I heard the dog. I could hear the dog. I couldn't feel it, but I could hear it. And I'm holding onto her skirt like, oh, Mom, stop this, I don't want this happening, stop this. And her hands, every time her hand went through my hair, I was fine. I felt calm. I felt at peace. I'm like, okay, this is stopping. This is going away. This is stopping. Mom took care of it. That's what I thought. Okay, I thought it was Mom the whole time when this was happening. I'm clinging to my mom, like, stop this from happening. But when it was over with, when the dog released me from his mouth, I got up, I stood up, and my mom was coming to me. So my mom was walking to me. I clung on to her. I was like, thank you for holding me. And she's like, Mija, what are you talking about? I was like, you were rubbing my hair. I was laying in your lap, Mom, in tears, crying. Like I said, I'm 7 years old. I can't wrap my head around exactly what just happened. I knew something was happening, but I couldn't wrap myself around. Besides telling Mom, thank you for helping me, thank you. And she was like, I didn't do that. I did not have you on my lap. I was on top of the dog, kicking the dog and hitting him with this 2x4. She goes, I was beating the dog. Your little 5-year-old brother was beating the dog with sticks. We were trying to get it off of you. I did not hold you. I couldn't put my hand down to the dog's mouth and play with your hair either, Mia. She kept going through all of this. I was like, no, you did. I was laying on your lap and you put your hand through my hair and you were helping me. like I was getting mad because she was telling me what I experienced didn't happen. And I was like, yes, it did. This is what happened. This is why I'm okay. And she's like, no, I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And then after she cleaned me all up, like she ran me into the house, she took me to the bathroom, got the first aid kit, did all that. She called my dad immediately, did everything that was supposed to happen. I think there was a neighbor across the street, a guy that was just sitting there watching it happen. I remember her yelling at him saying, why couldn't you help? Like yelling that over and over and over again. But anyways, so when she took me in the bathroom cleaning me off, I kept telling her, who was that, Mom? Who was that? Who was I laying on? She had a green and white flowered skirt. It was a long skirt, covered her legs. She put me on her lap and she was just rubbing her fingers through my hair. And it was a rub, like a comforting, like, you're okay. You're okay. This is nothing. You're gonna make it through this. I didn't feel no pain. I could hear the dog. I can hear my skull and stuff being crunched. Like I heard all of that, but I couldn't feel any of it. Like it was kind of like an outer body experience. So the only thing she said was, that was your angel. That was your guardian angel. It wasn't me. That was your guardian angel. She was there to help you. She was there when you needed her. She was there. God knew you needed help at that time, so he sent your angel. So that is my experience with my guardian angel. And I've had it quite a few different times. Not like the same instance, but I've felt her. She's helped me. I've been in a car accident and I've felt the same presence, the same cool, calm, like peaceful presence when I got hit driver's side door, like driver's side. Yeah, I got quite a few different stories, but it was the same. It was the same, calm, peaceful, and that's the only thing I remember. It wasn't like ooh, the heavens open up and you hear songs and stuff like that. No. It was just a presence. It was just a cool and calm presence. It was a peaceful presence. Beyond that, I don't know how else I could explain it, but I knew there was someone else there with me. When I was 7 years old, I could physically see her. I didn't see the person. Like that's the funny thing. I didn't see the person. The only thing that I knew it was like a woman was because of her skirt. And my mom always wore long skirts. So I thought like, oh, well, it's my mom. It's like, duh, who else would it be? It was my mom. That's just what I thought, but nope, not at all. All right, so I think that is everything. I did again want to say thank you so much for all the messages, all the emails, everyone just sending out prayers. I love you all to pieces. You cannot understand how much I appreciate that, especially when I'm going through it, you all. When I was in the middle of it, I'm sitting here like worried and scared, and then I get a notification. I get a notification that Kim is praying. I get a notification that Sherry is praying, that Vicky, that all these amazing people from all over the world are praying for me and what I've asked prayers for. And it brings me at peace. Like, you people don't know me from Adam. You don't know anything about me. But as soon as I ask for prayers, you all step up. You're all like, I'm right here. I'm praying for you. And I don't think like it's just typing out the words like, oh, prayed or prayer hands and it's done. Like I know you all are in prayer for me. And I hope you all know when I don't reach out, I'm continuing. Like I'm continuing to go through it. I will never leave you in the unknown of what's going on. It's just I didn't have any news to share. It was up and down. So if I would have shared the very first time that he got better, which was 3 days later, I would have had to come back and be like, no, we're right back to square one. He's not feeling better. He's laying down. He's not eating. He looks miserable. He looks like Secret did when I lost Secret. So I was going through all those same emotions all over again. But I need to learn to communicate better so I don't have to do it alone. My dummy butt I was doing all this, what it felt like alone, but I knew I wasn't. Because like I said, I have an amazing group of friends, an amazing group of people that care about me and care about what I'm going through. And they just don't see me like an app. You don't see me like, oh, it's just some random person on the internet and I could just go check out her videos and it's just whatever, and she could just, you really care about who I am, what I am going through, and I know that you're praying for me when I need it. So I love you to pieces. Thank you so much. If you guys have any video requests, you all, I've been doing this for like going on 8 years. So a very, very long time. And if you've checked out my older videos, you can see the transformation. You can watch me transform spiritually. The way I talk, walk, act, it's way different. And I continue to change. I'm going to be different in 2 years from now. I'm going to be different in 5 years from now. I'm going to just continue on growing. And I love these about my videos because I sound all nervous and I sound like a beginner. And it's cool because I've learned so much from the beginning until now. So I love it. And I love being able to share it with you all. I love having these chit chat videos. Hopefully it's still okay. Hopefully I can still upload it. I'm gonna play it back and watch it to make sure I can, because this wind is crazy. I didn't know. I thought the wind going so crazy in the house was just in the house because of the small windows, but apparently not. So there are more changes coming in the next couple of months. We are considering moving. We're battling with that. We're like, we want to move, we don't want to move, because the spot that we're in, it's just we don't have a peace of mind. We're not at home, you know. We want, and the older we get, we want to move into a place where it's our home. This is where we are going to die in. This is it. This is it. We're not gonna, like, in the spot that we've been in, we were able to raise our 2 boys in it. So it's not like we've moved around a bunch. We were able to be there. We were there since 2010. So we were there a long time. It's just, we're feeling like it's a new chapter. It's a new chapter for us. And we're thinking, we're thinking about just, we don't know, but we don't know. I guess that's what I'm saying. We got a lot going on. So there's a lot behind the scenes that you guys you don't know about. And I'm a very private person. I'm not going to give out my information and tell you everything. So, but yeah. All right. I think that is it. I'm going to stop mumbling now. I love you all to pieces. Thank you so much for everything, you all. I will talk to you all later. Again, if you have any video requests, leave them. Ask them. I would like to see a flip through. I would like to see you do this. Can you do this? You know, talk to me. Okay. I love you to pieces. Bye. Oh, remember, be a creative tool in our Father's art box. I would talk to you all later. Bye. It's been a minute. I almost forgot my own ending.